And chat. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Now, last time, the last two things we did were tell the poor lady about her dead husband that we found and analyze the bullet. So we're going to follow the bullet plot thread. Let's double check our quests. Determine where the shot came from. Boardwalk, Island, and Land's End. And to make Titus give up Ruby's location. Hey, Bling, how's it going? I have to fully explore the whirling, analyze the site of the murder, and thoroughly interrogate Classier. We are going to go look for bullet angles. So, to the boardwalk. Disco Elysium's going well. I just started for the day. The boardwalk is where we found the dead man, right? Or is it the little fishing village? Boots. Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. +1 perception. What are my current shoes? +1 empathy. Alright, well, we'll leave... Oh, we probably need perception for... checking out... gun locations. These losers. What are my thoughts on it so far? I like it. I like it, but it's incredibly stressful. I like that everything you do has consequences for later interactions down the line. Everything you succeed or fail at, questions you ask, answers you give, reactions you have, all of it comes into play, gameplay-wise, in further conversations down the line, and things you can pursue, and things that make it easier or harder to do certain things. I like the system a lot. I don't know if I'd ever replay it, because again, it's very stressful. But this has been a good experience. Guess I gotta come from up above? Oh, this is a place I haven't been before. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't been here. Huh. No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Perfect place for a sniper. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Okay, well, visual calculus. I've got bonuses. Better than even chance. Let's try it.
Unable to piece together the big picture just now. There's a hole in their hypothesis.
Damn. Fine, okay.
The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth, smiling its deadly smile.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here 50 years ago.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Firing squad, maybe? Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Do I want to spend a point on visual calculus just for this check? How many skill points have I got? I have 3. Visual calculus will probably come in handy for tracing the bullets. Yeah, we'll put a point in visual calculus and try again.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall. A row of ghostly
Success.
shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them.
Yep, a firing
A dozen
squad.
at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
The practice of only giving one soldier a loaded rifle for firing squad executions is an interesting one, because I don't know whether doubt as to whether you were responsible for the death or certainty that you were is worse. Because one's final and acceptable, but the other eats away at you in a different way. Final and acceptable as in it can be accepted, not that I find it acceptable. Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Yeah, there must have been a ton of executions done against this wall.
Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
One sec, be right back. Who were they?
Collateral damage on the path toward normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer.
Look at the line of... What is that supposed to mean? Collateral damage on the path toward normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer. Do I have that belief because of my esprit de corps score, or because I've got a moralist bent as far as my answers have gone? Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who is who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Man, that was a fucked war.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall.
Ooh.
To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Well, that was messed up. The sign says, Entrée interdite. I'm trying to go this way. Can I go this way? I'd like to go this way. Ah, this way. Okay. Cool. 0.2 real. And a bottle. Oh, an alcohol. We'll sell that. Couple of empty bottles. 50.56 real. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Fallen Peepo. Is that a cap? Oh, it's a tool? Oh, the tool is the alcohol. +2 logic, -1 perception. The small wire framing inside this futuristic-looking Fallen Peepo hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. Huh, that's odd. Is this the boardwalk in question? Apparently not. An old ticket-taker booth, no longer in operation. I have to say, this section of walking is not very clear as to where you're supposed to go. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. Man, there's even more out here to explore. Damn. 1.15 real. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Also in savoir-faire, -1 visual calculus. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. Okay, how big are they? Yeah, those are pretty big. Let's take them off. I don't want to drop my visual calculus score. Oh, is this the cryptozoologist?
Here we go.
Hey, it is.
Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
What you catching, Moral?
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Hello, Gary. The crypto-fascist?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Moral, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Your wife is worried about you.
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
I'm not gonna tell him that I broke it. The water lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it. Withhold the whole story.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
And you could use seeing your wife.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
You got it.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we go in.
I suppose that's fair. He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
Literally searching for a bug in a haystack.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex.
Are real cryptozoologists this nuts? Like, I've never encountered a real one. Just people who find them amusing but don't believe in them. The lengths these guys go to justify what's going on is nuts.
but I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolve, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
How big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. I conclude that your traps are a bit small.
Seems puny, to be honest.
This is a strange world, and you have super amnesia. You can't prove that cryptozoology is still bunk. That's true. And we did encounter something supernatural in the church. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
It's a religion for them, Kim.
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure
Oh, there's a big
pursuit
lighting
of
change.
scientific
Weather
advancement.
change.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
I know what parthenogenesis is, but I guess Harry doesn't. Parthenogenesis?
Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
And how would you know it has this? That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Aw, faith in his wife. Lena designed the traps?
Yes,
He says with some pride. Aw, he loves his wife. How do the traps work?
simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait? As if you hadn't just told me locusts.
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Based on what?
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect, Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect? Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Pretty sure there's only one C in skepticism and the first one is a K. What will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Okay. Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
So you're living your childhood dream out here. How well does this pay?
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. That wasn't an insult. Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
You know exactly how many types of cryptids are there on that list. Of course you do.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
2? Only 2 have proven to be real. You want to tell me about them?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Ooh, what do I want to say here? Ooh. I'll play along. Then the Insulindian Phasmid will be the third.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
I think every paper in the world reporting on it is a pipe dream.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too. Oh, that would insult his work, saying it's not real. Thanks for explaining that. Now about something else.
Yes?
Let's talk about specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the gnome of Jeroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
That must be the evil apes duking it out on the giant ball. No. Living? No.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
The dread moose? Regular moose are already dangerous enough. A carnivorous moose? The dread moose?
Yes. The dread moose subsists entirely on flesh. It has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Okay, what does the dread moose look like? If you say a regular moose, I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
Just like an ordinary ardent moose.
Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful. and hard to identify.
A moose that looks like any other moose. What's going on here? He's kidding, right?
I'm not completely sure about this dread moose.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more.
What's the other evidence?
The
Canadians are
recent
tough
surge
in this
the moose
universe.
Population. As hidden carnivores, the dread moose are effectively removing competition for both themselves and their evolutionary cousins.
But why would it need to hide its carnivorous nature?
Moose are already being hunted for sport. Can you imagine what would happen if they came to be viewed as predators?
That's a lot of forethought you're attributing to a moose. What exactly is the relationship between carnivorous moose and regular moose?
The carnivorous moose are a very young species, the result of a genetic mutation that fared well in the process of natural selection.
So do they have fangs and sharp teeth, or are they just regular moose teeth?
It makes sense that such a majestic animal with natural weapons, antlers, would come to rule the forest. The only strange thing is that it took so long.
Are there any reliable eyewitness accounts of a moose killing other animals for food?
One slaughterhouse at the outskirts of the woods in Vasa reported that its staff kept seeing moose in the distance.
Of course that's all you have to go on.
The moose would just stare at the building, as though they were waiting for something. Its eyes bloodshot and full of cruelty.
This is so dumb. That does sound suspicious.
And that's not all. Some of the slaughterhouse apprentices went hiking by a nearby creek and saw a moose nibbling on an unidentified carcass.
See, that's more of a piece of proof than the moose just standing there menacingly.
This isn't something unique. Various species of deer have been known to scavenge when plant food is scarce.
Anyway, there is
Oh, I
more
love
than
it.
enough evidence to justify a thorough search for the dread moose. Let's close the subject before it turns into an argument.
Here is a man who has had more than his fair share of heated arguments, and would, surprising as it may seem, prefer not to have any more.
I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coco Nur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Yes. No.
Of course you haven't.
He seems satisfied. Have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco Nord. No. And I likely never will. The Samaskil desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years.
A small civil war?
I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
Yes, sightings of mirages are constant. A mirage is a constant phenomenon that people have no time to report when a war is going on.
Entirely fair logic.
It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
I know about Cryobacter catlensis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one. Thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time.
He coughs in his fist.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler. No one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nong Ok.
The Nong Ok? What is that?
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nong Ok to run faster than any other avian. Perhaps any other animal. Who knows?
Are there cheetahs in this universe?
When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the Ok hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
The other side? The other side of what? Enough tales then. Let's change the subject.
By all means.
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south, where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Is that a thing? Crabs are just lice, right? Never had them, and I hope I never will. I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She sighted the phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Well, I'll ask her about it then. He coughs, then continues.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Are you okay? You're not okay, dude. Another cough into his fist this time. Do I want to tell him to go warm up, or tell him I understand? He does seem sick. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check the traps later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
How long do you think it takes for the phasmid to starve? Well, I guess hummingbirds need to eat constantly or they die. Surely this thing is more resilient than that.
He's dead set on this.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar, I guess.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification.
Is it?
He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates why not. Kim, we're just trying to get him to go home.
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Nope.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
I don't want this, thank you very much.
Your choice. As I said, the chances of you encountering the phasmid are next to zero.
But you feel you should have it on you. Something bad might happen. Don't mess around. Take the pheromone. It'll make you sexier.
Shut up, electrochemistry. Okay, so there's one by the boardwalk, or by the place we just were. I don't think that's the boardwalk. There's one in a sand dune to the northeast. There's one by the water lock. And then there's this one. I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
I hope I get to talk to Gary before they leave. I'll get going. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up. Gary! Why are you a crypto-fascist?
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Wow. Okay.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about. After a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates, huh?
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art the paragon of virtue.
I've been trained to identify the slightest hint of degeneracy by the preeminent authority on it. Me! Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet. Yeah, the immediate racism is... If I weren't already put off by his title, crypto-fascist, the racism would seal the deal.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people.
You said Revocol?
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
He nods solemnly.
The stupid way. He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message. Inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd.
Is he talking about the old times before there were so many immigrants?
It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Gross. Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
What you know, Gary?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Sure you didn't. The lieutenant is a native of Revachol. Revachol with a sh sound.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
If I show him the Yellow Man mug, it's not going to be his, and he's just going to get a chuckle out of it. So I don't want to give him the pleasure. Thank you for your cooperation, and for not giving me any news about the goddamn cryptids. I wanted to talk to you about cryptids so I could get more information from Morel. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. Lots of people out there miss the good old days. The good old days, huh? Alright. These heavily military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Right, sand dune to the northeast. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Yeah, no shit.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
What is this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
Great place to hide something. Is this talking about the cryptid? Hello? What's going on here? I've been having a glitch where the text overwrites itself, but this is a weird glitch. We are going to save and reload. Remember which Helmdall was a real place. Okay. Load game. Okay. Whew. A buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. So where's this patch of reeds? I'll take the Real. Why does it keep doing this? Hang on, I'm gonna reboot. I'm gonna reboot the PS4. Alright, give it a sec. Are your sticks fine? Yeah. They've been fine. And when I moved around with the left stick, it just moved that camera around. That camera angle around. Like I was walking around in it. At the center of it. Excuse me. Do. Come on, load. It's not that big a game, PS4. Calm down. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Didn't go nuts. Cool. Alright, how do we get up to there? I guess it'll walk me there. Hey, Jojo, how's it going? Ah, cool.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Oh, he's educating his son on architecture. Or on the ruins, I guess. A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
How do you know Kim?
Nice to meet you.
The lieutenant nods. Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Fair enough. You and Kim know each other.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
Worms, huh?
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Is he an ex-cop? Is he some manner of detective?
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
I still have opportunities to ask people for money. Damn. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
You missed us meeting Morel, or Morel.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Yeah, sorry, Jojo. Our next stop is actually going to be talking to Lena and letting her know her husband's on his way back. So you'll see that part of it at least. Wait, what's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
Why don't they use the term R&D anymore? It's perfect for it. He smiles brightly, laugh lines around his eyes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
So this world has had electronics for centuries. Interesting. And yet everything about it is so relatively primitive.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
Home computers.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. What happened?
Indeed. What?
Yes, that's what I just asked, Trant.
The revolution!
Ah. The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk? Which is where I need to go to look for gunshot traces?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Ferris wheel, huh?
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
That sucks. And nobody's been able to replicate home computers since then? It's been 50 years. What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
I would love to know about tape computers.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
I'm not gonna tell Mikhail that. What the hell? Tape computers, right.
Tape computers.
He nods, wind tousling his suit jacket. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases, the most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Is there a library around here that I could read it in?
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Cute kid. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers? Actually, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute, then we'll continue asking about personal computers. Alright, I'm back. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
Oh, okay, I'm buckled up. I'd love to hear this.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the
Why is
same
it called
questions,
that?
and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Yeah, why is it called that?
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Vumpty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith and Guy Juiced. What are you talking about? That's a bit aggressive. That's a bit aggressive and dumb of a way of asking that question. So I'm gonna, I'll ask it.
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Come on, there is no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center of Arts.
Actually, I think there is. No, it's too much. He's joking.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you
I
can
got a
visit if you
thought
ever
about
invade
that?
the fort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
That seems... So you would write directly yourself, or the computer would write to it? You said it analyzed the handwriting. If you had to write onto it yourself, that's kind of primitive compared to what I've seen of the radio computers. It's a pretty good thought. I'll have to think about it.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
I kind of like this guy. Like, he's kind of fun. I don't know how much he's yanking my chain, but I like this guy compared to almost every other NPC I've encountered. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. Wanted to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
Great, thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Did I ask him if he and Kim knew each other? Hang on.
Hello again. Sure, what's on your mind? But of course,
I
what
can't.
else?
All right.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
What a shame. Advancements in technology being destroyed by politics are always a shame. All the steps into the future that we could take. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. The fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Oh yeah, the thought. I want to experience the thought. I've still got time remaining on Koldamomadakwa and date of birth generator. I will unlock another slot and think about... It's Wednesday evening, and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof at an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old wonder twins, Guy and Keith Joost, are the the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the wompty-dommed-dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you were not there? Yeah, let's think about it. "42 minutes. Well, that's fast. Alright, what's this? Nose of Fed, okay. 5 real, nice. There's a thing over there. We'll check that out in a minute. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Oh, we're here. So anywhere a shot could have come from. 2 bottles. Lovely. All right. Alright, this just takes me back to where the corpse was.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Examine the cigarette package, I guess.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Gross. Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or 2. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
There's nothing over here. Alright, Jojo, actual question. I have 3 locations that I'm supposed to check for evidence that a shot was fired or lack thereof. Is there something at all 3 locations I can check, or do I just have to find the right one and there's only something there? Don't quite remember. Fair enough. .45 real. All right, well, it doesn't look like there's anything here at the boardwalk that I can interact with. So, let's go back to Lena. We'll ask her about her sighting of a cryptid, as well as letting her know her husband's fine. He's got a bit of a cough, though. I'm a little worried about him. Elena, where'd you go? There you are.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
She sounds glad to see you. I ran into your husband on the coast.
Goodness, how is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned yet?
The old woman clasps her hands together over her blanket.
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long.
Good news, he has.
But I am so relieved to hear that he's okay. Thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
I'm glad he's okay.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
You never told me you've seen the Phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
No, I really want to know.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Are you going to take notes on this, Kim?
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
5.5. And you saw a ghost insect. 5.5.
The
What happened?
strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it.
And that formed a core memory for you.
She had no fear, just surprise.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys, that sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
And he believed you.
We were on our first date when I told him my story. You should have seen his face. He said my descriptions matched the Phasmid down to a T. Its white marble limbs, the way it moved.
You were on a date?
Our first, yes.
The old woman sighs tenderly.
The sigh is tender. The sigh is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express. Interesting.
Its limbs are white?
Not all of them, as far as I remember. Some of them, on the inside like stalks of marble, if that makes sense.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
What if it is the case?
Oh, I'm not going to accuse her of imagining it. If I ask Kim what he thinks of this, he's going to say she imagined it. As So I'm just going to say thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
That's all for now, ma'am. Okay. I guess our next trip will be to talk to Joyce and see if we can't get a boat ride over to the island. No, let's buy some healing items. Let's sell some terror and then buy some healing items.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying.
$1.10. Cool.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Right, I don't talk to her, I talk to this.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Raincoat is +1 endurance.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Alright, we'll buy a thing of Hypnogamma and a thing of Dramamine.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Dramamine?
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Alright, that's good enough for now. I haven't asked who is Saint Baptiste.
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company.
I don't know.
Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
Alright, you don't have to be like that, kid.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Good talk. Alright, let's go talk to Joyce.
Whoa. What have we here?
A bridge?
A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
Guess I'll have to take my chances.
Guess so. Just be careful out there. One false step could cost you dearly.
Okay. Okay, was that supposed to play the first time I crossed that bridge? Joyce, we must ask you for your help.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've talked to Everett Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I didn't.
Finally, time to choose sides.
I didn't. Might not have had high enough visual calc to get that pop-up. Ah, I see.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually,
She answers her own question.
corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic. Verm-like. corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself.
You're really putting a lot of effort into those R's.
Discussing something. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Oh, you want to gossip with me, huh?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
What do I want to say here? He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my. A real door?
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
I may have walked down a path that I didn't want to here. I'm going to say it was nothing.
Of course. The RCM has the right to inspect any premises. How else would you catch the bad guys? The information was useful, I hope.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal, and it was not for nothing.
He turns to you.
I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
What do I say here? For now, I'm going to say that's all I've got to say.
Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about.
I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I can't ask her for a ride to the island? Weird. Who do I ask for a ride to the island? Remind me, is this called Land's End, this set of apartments? That's the nice lady's house. No. I don't believe so. Okay. Land's End is the area north of the church.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I like the track in here. I'm going to listen to this for a sec again. It's very somber, and I love the piano. And I just noticed that that door in the top left corner of the screen is half a door. There's still half a door attached to that frame. I think that's worse than there being no door. I like this track. After checking them all, return tomorrow with the news. Determine, check the boardwalk for bullet traces, check island for bullet traces, check Land's End for bullet traces. Yeah, you're right. Land's End is behind the church. Let's head there, I guess. Hello. There's something down there. Can I interact with it? There's something down there. I want to see what's down there. Was that important? Or is that just because I have better perception now that I was finally able to get that check? To the church. Oh, hey, there's the trap.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. Snow covers the broken stalks like a shroud. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song. Louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap. Confused, but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Oh, I see little black specks fluttering around inside the cage. That's a nice detail.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air.
I meant no offense. Just...
The lieutenant doesn't know how to finish the sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back on the ground. Okay, that was a bit ruder to Kim than I meant to be. Whoops. There's the church.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Could this structure have been used to take the shot?
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Well, we're not going to try the door yet. Interfacing 20. That's crazy. Aha, there's the trap.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly. The reeds seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
The lieutenant takes a note, more out of habit than duty. How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
Fair enough, Kim. He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. Alright, that's 2. The boathouse is west of the Feld building. We also need to look for bullet traces around here. So I am frantically spamming directions on my stick.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper
Here we go.
used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Look over the water to the whirling in rags.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, through a thick snowstorm melting flake by flake in the waves, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible.
This is not a kilometer away from the whirling in rags.
A glowing light on the 3rd floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the chute there. Took the chute there?
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps.
That was
But
not
anyone
the
could have
dialogue
made
option
this.
I meant to pick.
The coast is specked with fires this time of year.
He looks around.
Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out... Biddable Prime, was it?
Finished thought. Alright, so that's one down. So now we need to get back to the boardwalk. Well, we'll go after the trap. Over by the boathouses, it said.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Machine is inoperable. Or is operable. Okay. For 10 cents in and dial a random number. 005-2403-155.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I'm not gonna mess with this lady. I shouldn't have called. Hang up. That poor woman. It's been a decade of kill 6 billion demons? Damn, really?
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Damn, 10 years of kill 6 billion demons. I'm a little weirded out by the direction the comic has taken recently. And I think the death of some of the characters is a bit of a waste. A wasted event, wasted potential for the characters. But we'll see where it goes. Oh, did it update today? I haven't seen today's update if it did. The only webcomic my e-reader popped up with was Girl Genius today. But I haven't checked in a bit. Try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Oof. I feel you, though. I can barely make stuff out when I have my glasses off. Just nod. Morel's gone. We'll do that one last because he asked us to. Trapped by the boathouses. Aha!
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
Reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
I don't believe you can finish the Gun Traces quest yet. Ah, okay.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. I'll say bummer it wasn't in here.
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Fair enough. All right, last one.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Why does that make me think there's something in it? Look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Moment of truth. Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Look closer.
No locusts.
Is there a hole in the trap that they could have gotten out through, though?
No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a phasmid, but still, Morel needs to know.
We did, sort of, promise to tell them, didn't we?
He seems to regret the fact. I guess we'll tell them. Okay, can't go up there. All right, do we get a blue thought around here? Oh, 1.27 real. Cool. Alright, before we make our way back to Morel, I'm going to save the game, take a quick break, and have a snack. So, be back in a minute, guys. Alright, I'm back. Let's go tell Morel. Excuse me, I went the wrong way. Oh, it's a long walk, but it's not a 1 kilometer walk. There's no way that's a kilometer from point to point. Is he here? He is here. Let's talk to Lena first.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now. I'm gonna be nice. Just doing my job, ma'am.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Mexican origin. The pin is an antique. Quite special.
Oh yeah, the frog hat. Now that I don't have to worry about paying 20 real a night, I should get the frog hat.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
Ooh, a spider bird.
You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important. Wumpty Dumpty Dum.
Oh, my thought finished.
You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine.
This isn't how I feel
Let's
about
be
artists.
honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
Alright, what bonuses do I get from this? Encyclopedia passives give plus 10 XP and plus 2 real, minus 2 suggestion, pretentious wanker? I don't want minus 2 suggestion. That is actively bad. Uh-oh. I'm going to spend a skill point to remove that. Uh-oh. Art is an experience. Not everybody thinks it's a good one. Good Lord. Minus 2 suggestion. God damn. We're getting rid of that. Thank you very much. Wait. Hang on. Encyclopedia passives give plus 10 XP and plus 2 real. Does that mean whenever Encyclopedia chimes in, I get experience in real? Is that what that means? Whenever encyclopedia pops, whenever you pass a check that makes it chime in. Holy shit, that is really strong. Wow. Okay, I guess I'll leave it on then. -2 suggestion. God damn. Sometimes it just talks without checking. Ah, okay. But still, that is strong. God damn. What are my benefits from other stuff? Plus 10 cents for each green orb clicked. Learning cap for savoir-faire raised to 6. It's not that important. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 psi. Don't care about that, but I do care about the perception. Pain threshold. Blood oxygen is boring. All psych learning caps raised by 1. Okay. 1 XP for every orb clicked. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. Okay, the ones I've got on are pretty good. I don't think I need the 15th Indo Tribe anymore, especially since I've popped almost every bubble. And I do want to think about something else. I don't want to put on rigorous self-critique for the -1 authority, because I might be dealing with the Hardy Boys in a minute. Dropping visual calculus from Azovian socioeconomics. -2 Inland Empire. -2 empathy. -2 half-light. -1 drama. 20 hours of -2 physical instrument. God damn. Maybe Wasteland of Reality? You think that's a good one? That's the last one I can get. 20 hours. You can quit. I would like to quit being an alcoholic. I wonder what the benefit of that is when you finish thinking about it. 20 hours. Yeah, huh. Physical instrument would be used for forcing things open. Yeah, I think I'm going to forget the 15th Indo Tribe. Yeah, I'll drop 15th Indo Tribe. No, I'll just open up another slot. What am I thinking? Open up a slot. Confirm. Wasteland of Reality. -2 physical instrument. God damn. Alright, Morel. Where's Gary? Oh, there's Gary.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Not a pleasure to see you, though. Also, your portrait doesn't match your character model at all.
I mean, officers.
What an asshole.
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has. But I am grateful for your assistance, officer.
You're welcome.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial. But inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So, I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay. And
one of them was empty.
completely empty?
The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but
He rubs his chin. The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow?
I definitely left that one stocked.
It did look like something had messed with it.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
That certainly is a direction you could go in.
Of course, more clever.
I feel you, Kim. Oh, that delivery was so good.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
Fuck it, I'll encourage him. Yes, that's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter this phasmid.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Mine stands, okay?
He thought I was being sarcastic.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now. And brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Theft?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
72% chance, enthusiastic about phasmid, something up with the trap. Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts.
Consider the
Success!
way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
Kuno.
You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
Oh, do I have to tell him that? I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
Oh, if you'd met this kid, you would understand.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents. My favorite.
It doesn't sound like it's really his favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Yeah, nobody wants you around, Gary.
He hasn't been particularly forthcoming before. He may well still be hiding something. After he's left, it's too late.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks at his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
All right, I'll talk to Gary then, if I must.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers. Oh, so...
So you do...
No.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Okay, so I guess it's the one last thing I haven't done. Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
Oh, this is the guy whose house it was. Why did Everett want to scare this guy? Huh. Well, he hasn't been to his house yet, so the effect wouldn't have happened yet. You said Yellow Man. That's not something many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He did call him a weasel. He pauses.
You're not going to find me, are you?
Nah, Gary, I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
I don't believe you're penitent at all.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do explain, Gary.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
Clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really?
He fans his arms out slowly, and this time his motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird sounds in a bar like this, though. Pinball, glasses clinking. Could be someone playing pinball.
Maybe it was pinball.
That didn't unlock anything. That didn't unlock anything. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
He's visibly relieved it's over.
Don't be so relieved yet, Gary. This bad cop may have been in your apartment, admiring your mug collection. Perhaps a little intimidation?
Oh, this is a low chance. Low composure. I only have one skill point left. Why is he shifting around like that? Analyze Gary's composure. Come on. Damn it!
He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Are you currently sporting some anal beads? What? Oh, is he wearing a piece of the armor? Ooh. Are those prayer beads I keep hearing?
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness. Not for proper Revicolian men such as ourselves.
Okay. Do I want to spend a point on that? Do I want to spend a point on that? I don't really feel the need to find all the armor pieces. Because it just wants me to use them. Oh, that might be useful for later, actually. I only get this one chance to talk to him, though. Composure. I have one skill point. If anal beads are making clinking noises, someone should be worried. If they're making ones that loud, yeah. Twisted up inside. Ugh. Do I want to spend a point on this? I just saved. I'm going to save scum this one.
Always a pleasure to... officers.
That shirt
Success!
looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it.
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Gary, what's going on?
I took the hangman's cuirass. I didn't mean to.
This is the first time I've heard the word cuirass used outside of a fantasy RPG. What do you mean you didn't mean to? You're wearing it.
God damn it, Gary.
I know.
I know.
Shame on you. Give the cuirass to the officer at once.
The woman looks at you, her eyes soft and pleading.
Gary didn't mean to interfere with your investigation officers. He's just thick-headed and poor as dirt. But he's always helped us, given us a place to stay. And he's followed Morel into God knows what jungles.
Yeah, it's the first time I've heard the word said out loud too. And Lena and Gary pronounced it different ways, so I don't know which one is correct. I think it's cuirass. Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here.
Made it to the second alchemy attack a few more times today, getting a lot more consistent on earlier mechanics. Today our raid leader had a sore throat, so I took the role of leader and did all the callouts and directing. Nice. Nice work, dude. So, are you 2/3 of the way through the fight, or halfway through the fight?
Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
Just give me the cuirass, Gary.
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Seolite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
That's not relevant to who he is now, Gary, you racist fuck. He shakes his head.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Why did you lie to me, Gary? I know why he lied to me. Give me that armor now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Once we beat High Concept 2, the Alchemy Attack, there's only the Soft and Rage mechanic, where we keep doing the same simpler mechanic as it gets stronger and stronger until we can't weather it anymore. Nice. Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But...
He's a scaredy cat.
The woman looks at Gary, her eyes motherly. Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. Thank you for your cooperation. Alright, I guess we'll go fucking talk to fucking Kuno. Hey, you little asshole, where are you? Alright, dipshit.
Fuck does Kuno care?
You wouldn't happen to know anything about any missing locusts?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
It's like prison, but less dangerous because only nerds like you go there. What's this about?
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Pig's Head
Kuno
Shack.
doesn't fucking care.
Pig's Head Shack? Is it this? No, that leads to Everart's place. The sound of melting snow dripping off the roof. It's strange. Oh, this place. Okay. It's crawling with locusts in here.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows.
Wait, he brought the cage here, opened it up, let all the locusts out, then walked back and put it back?
Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
The lieutenant looks around, writes something in his notebook, and turns to you.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a subcase of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Stop being so sarcastic, Kim.
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all. We are making real progress.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
We should talk to Kuno about this, get him to stop.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Oh, right. This takes me here. There's a green bubble. There's a green bubble at Gary's door now.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I know you took the locust from the traps the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
So it wasn't the phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
You say you don't give a fuck about bugs, then you go and build a whole bug town.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Is it true that locust swarms get to be, like, town-sized? Or, I guess, small town-sized. But, like, just coming out of the sky, sweeping across like a sandstorm, eating everything in sight. Sounds horrifying. Sounds terrifying, too. Especially if you can't get inside anywhere.
Stop!
She wails from behind the fence, then buries her face in her hands.
You stop! It's like they're fucking night. Locust City, Night City, City of Rage.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
City of Rage sounds like a cool place, I guess.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
An artist? Maybe I am an artist. You
Hang
hear
on.
that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
One sec, guys. This is the hospital that I'm speaking with about my therapy. Sorry about that. That was my hospital saying that they had finally got a therapy appointment opening for me after 3 months of waiting, and got that set up. So sorry that took a few minutes, but let's continue. One sec. Okay, let's continue.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
That's great, Kuno. It's cool to make art. Or do I press him on I? I'm going to say it's cool to make art.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno!
Kuno S.'s voice actress is actually pretty damn good.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
He tears at the buttons of his shirt, trying to rip them open. They don't give way.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Oh, don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno! You'll have to take me away!
A leaden silence fills the yard.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window.
Oh, come on. No one is coming to take you away.
Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence.
Guilty conscience, kid.
For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face.
What do I open with here? I don't know if I can say all of these things. I have to ask, what does the City of Locusts mean?
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck.
He turns his burning face up to the falling snow.
Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
What's going to happen to the locusts?
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
That was the most dejected I've ever heard him be. I need you to stop taking locusts from the traps. The cryptozoologists are trying to find something very important. Those locusts are bait.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
Okay, now that that's settled, I'd better be off.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
The Insulindian Phasmid,
Huh.
he mutters to himself.
He recognizes the name.
Wait, you know what the Insulindian Phasmid is?
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
Fair enough. Time to get the fuck away from this kid. Oh, Morel, I solved the problem. He won't bother you again. Hopefully. Probably. I think. Yep, Gary's gone.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. He promised to stop stealing the locusts.
So he was just a child.
He purses his lips, crestfallen.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie.
30
This is
EXP.
good news,
Nice.
right? It means we can try again.
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry.
Oh, I feel bad for shutting these guys down.
Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid, or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
The aging cryptozoologist breaks into a hideous coughing fit.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
Oh, if I accept, I'm going to be doing this for him, right? I'm not going to make him go out and check the stuff. But he should call it a day and go home. He should. I don't want him to get more sick. Ooh, I want to see where this goes, but I don't want him to get more sick. I'm going to have to refuse and tell him to go home. Oh. Ah. He won't be going out if you accept. Okay, cool. But he would go out to check the traps later, wouldn't he? Or do they just live around here? Are they staying with Gary? I'm not really clear. I don't think they live here. They're just visiting, so they're staying with Gary. I suggest accepting. Okay. Alright, well, we've come too far to quit. I'm going to restock the trap. Let's do this. Accept enthusiastically.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But after this...
I'm sorry, Kim.
He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this.
Really? It's too much, officer.
He starts coughing again.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
She nods to her husband.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but,
Yeah,
Wow.
I get it.
Co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all. This does tingle the pleasure center.
Did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't forget it. We'll make sure he won't.
Good. One sec. Be right back. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's restock the traps. Back out we go. All right, I got a skill point. Plus 1 Inland Empire and plus 1 Volition. Cryptid's Protection and Octuple Vision. A slender bolo tie held together by an antique clasp in the shape of a bird skull. The skull features 8 cavities for eyes. It's disturbing, but you can't look away. And what's this tie? Plus 1 Inland Empire. Okay, so the 8-eyed Territorn tie is just straight up better than the horrific necktie. Okay. And the Fairweather T500 Cuirass. Pain Threshold, Volition, and minus Empathy. This vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat, and it also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Ooh, I'll probably have to use this to protect myself later. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. Are we going to get something every time we pass by it? Try it on? Okay. Does it make noises when I walk? Oh, I get a thought.
The white ceramic cuirass hugs your torso, shielding your vitals without adding much bulk to your form. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
Decked out in future armor like a cough ought to be. I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
One down, 2 pieces to go. Here I come.
2? Are you sure you're correct there? There was a helmet too. 3 pieces more like. You were ambitious.
Yeah, I want the full suit.
It may be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, you should analyze the armor. Figure out its vulnerabilities.
Vulnerabilities?
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design.
A thought about the T500 armor. Probably get a bonus from wearing it.
For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
And the camera's glitched out again. Alright. What are the stats on this thing? Pain Threshold and Volition. -1 Empathy. I don't want the -1 Empathy. What's this? +1 Physical Instrument. The white tank top gives me just as much physical instrument as body armor. I don't want the empathy drop. I'll leave it off for now. I probably get... Oh, I can zoom to recenter my camera. I can probably get special dialogue options if I'm wearing either a piece of the armor or the full set. But I'd have to ditch Kim in order to... get the boots off of the corpse. And he'd know immediately. Yeah, I mean, like, he'd see it was gone, or see it on me, and he'd know immediately that I took it. Have I been in here? I have. Okay. I remember this spot now. Alright, where's this trap? There it is.
The locusts aren't doing all too well, but they're still in there. This isn't the empty trap. That one Morell was setting up near the cryptozoologist's camp.
Okay, so just the one at the camp. Alright. Do I play too cautiously? I'm sure I do play too cautiously, but... Is it impacting your enjoyment of my playthrough, JoJo? Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Revachol. Hopefully.
The trap stands empty near the reeds, powdered with snow. No insect sounds or movement around. Only the reeds' apprehensive hissing.
I asked, am I playing too cautiously? Does it impact your enjoyment of my playthrough, JoJo? Release the locusts into the empty trap.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
I guess I'll go report to Morell. Nudge you in directions if I want you to see something, otherwise I'm enjoying your playthrough. Awesome. Okay, good. Where'd he go? Where'd he go, Lena?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
The elderly woman smiles up at you, hopefully. I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morell?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
She manages a smile for you.
Morell still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
Oh.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
So, who's going to check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Kim is going to be so mad. Once more into the breach, then. Take it on with undue optimism.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Nah, I'm hale and hearty.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Lena, what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
The half-moons of her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. I say you've given up on the Phasmid, or you're not telling me the whole story? I'm going to say you're not telling me the whole story.
I'm not. It's not that.
She doesn't know how to end the sentence. What is it?
It's, a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
Does Morel do bad things to you?
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Okay, it's not anything wrong with Morel. It's her worries about her own past.
Seeing the Insulindian Phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it. You also told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
I should arrest you for lying? No! Are you saying you made it up?
No, at least I don't think I did, but Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the Phasmid's existence that I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That, and for years his belief made me believe too. But now we're both getting old and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
This is so sad.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
That's a 28%. I have a -2 suggestion! Oh no! Oh no! And I can't save! Oh no. I did autosave a couple minutes ago, but oh no! Oh! Oh! Oh no, I did just autosave a minute ago. I want to succeed at this check. Oh, I want to succeed at this check so badly. Oh man, I may save scum this. I may load my autosave if I fail this. I'm going to save scum this.
But it has, hasn't it? A seed can only bear what's inside.
I'm going to save scum this. I want to reaffirm their marriage because they're such a good couple. They care about each other. They love what they do. They're a good pair, and her marriage has not been a lie. I've got to succeed at this. All right, let's try this again.
Hello, dear. Thank you for doing. Morel still isn't feeling well. I'm sorry, dear.
Her voice is shaky.
Morel will avenge.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in.
That really
Very strange.
different. It's a strange.
Oh, breakthrough
feeling.
immigrant.
I haven't
Imminent.
really told
Cold
this to
Momadakwa.
anyone, but
How appropriate.
do you ever... Seeing the Insulindian Phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
Your choices will have consequences. Not if I and the quick save button have anything to say about it.
Morel's so proud of it. He always... No, that I'm some... But now...
The lieutenant opens his notebook. But it has, hasn't it?
All right, attempt number 3.
Hello, dear. Thank you for doing... Morel still isn't feeling... I'm sorry, dear.
Her voice is shaky.
Morel will avenge.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe.
That really
Very strange.
different. It's, do you... Seeing Morel's so proud of it. No, that I'm so... But now...
The lieutenant opens his notebook. But it has.
Oh, snake eyes?
I see
Really?
Command-
You're gonna snake eyes me on this?
Hello, dear. Thank you for doing... Morel still isn't feeling... I'm sorry, dear.
Her voice is.
Morel will have...
The lieutenant stares at his shoe.
That
Very strange.
different. It's, do you... Seeing Morel's so... No, that I'm so... But now...
The lieutenant opens his notebook.
Success!
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care.
Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the Phasmid.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the Phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
Normally, when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. When I think about you and Morel, I feel okay. That counts for something, no?
Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our hard times too.
She looks down at her legs.
I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived. On our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time.
Oh.
What you have to know is the Insulindian Phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Oh.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
Thing is, you're not sure you made it up either.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
This is so sad.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Are you sure you don't need help getting to Gary's?
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
You do that. I'll check the traps one more time. Yeah, they're such a good couple. Their story is... Oh, I feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for him. He's got a great wife. But I do feel bad for her with all this self-doubt and the worry about her husband. Also, hi, Adder. I'll say you do that. I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Yes, Kim, really.
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
Can I have your address, just in case there's news?
Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but...
The rest of it is pretty grim. Thanks for bringing some light.
You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad it helped you, even though it turned out to be a...
The sentence remains unfinished.
A waste of time. A dream. A lie. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, it's snowing.
What a good story. What a good story these two have. Oh... This game is depressing, but it's very good. Oh, that makes me sad. I hope their marriage survives. What a good pair. What a good story.
We should go too.
The Call to Mama Darkwa's thought is finished.
Call to Mama Darkwa. It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the Call to Mama Darkwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
Okay, I'm guessing I get a perception bonus. Plus 3 perception, -1 encyclopedia, no room for anything else. I don't want -1 encyclopedia because I want to succeed at encyclopedia checks and get EXP and Real. Do I want to keep that thought on? Ooh, the perception bonus is huge. But I don't want the encyclopedia drop. I'd keep it? You think I should keep that? That is a huge perception bonus. That is a huge perception bonus. The thing is, I think I gotta choose between this and the one that gives me EXP for encyclopedia checks, but -2 suggestion. I think I need to pick one, because this kind of counters the other one out, and the counters the bonus of the other one out. Kept both around for a while. Alright, if you think I should keep it, I'll keep it. can still get encyclopedia checks even with a -1. True. What is my encyclopedia stat? Encyclopedia is 3. Trying karaoke before we stop for the day? I have 1 skill point, but I should probably save it for retrying checks. You want me to try karaoke? I guess. Oh, shit. 8 logic. Damn. I guess I can. I kind of thought it would be something that would embarrass my character and cause morale damage. But if you want me to try it, I'll try it. I am gonna save though. Can you sing karaoke during the day? Or do you have to wait till it's night and the bar is bumping?
Can I help you?
By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
Okay, it doesn't look like I can do karaoke right now. What happens if I talk to these two again?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
How about her?
Yes? What is it?
Alright, nothing new there.
Hi again, Gendarme.
I can try this again. Alright, let's try the composure check again. Damn!
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else.
Depending on if you found the song. Oh, yeah. I think I have the tape for it, but I haven't got a place to play it. I need to talk with your Sunday friend again. It's about committee business, I guess. To play a tape on the tape player first. I do have that boombox.
Oh, a committee. How interesting. And if I may ask, Gendarme, what is this committee about?
He takes a measured drag of his cigarette.
He's all bemused skepticism. He doesn't actually care what you want with his friend.
I'm really not at liberty to say.
Oh, a big secret committee. I understand perfectly.
His mouth forms a half smile.
In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know where he is. We don't talk about everything, you see.
He gently taps the end of his cigarette with his forefinger.
He might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast. In an unofficial capacity, of course.
I guess I'll have to look for him along the coast.
I guess you will.
He tips his head ever so slightly toward you.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Alright. Let's go somewhere where we won't disturb people and try the tape with the boombox. No, it's an empty cassette tape. I thought I found the track. Ah, here it is. Where's my boombox? Where's my boombox? Passed over it? Oh, it's this. Okay.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Press play on tape.
You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing.
Keep the porter reel at the harmless distance and wait.
Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad.
It sounds it.
Within seconds you know this is the one. The real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to. This one tells it like it is. This is your tune. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning.
Could I sing this for karaoke? I think I could sing this.
Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like 1,000,000 times. Yup, they're all here. All 3 verses.
Hey, there's an encyclopedia check.
And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way.
Getting past Gart? What?
Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand. The lieutenant looks at you as you remove the tape from the boombox. He doesn't say anything.
Alright, well, let's get our tool back. Okay, so I guess we talk to Gart again.
Can I help you?
Gart, I need to sing karaoke now.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
I've definitely sung karaoke here before, and he hated it. Why do you even have the PA system if no one's going to use it?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
What happened in 44?
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
You're not going to elaborate on that? I would like you to elaborate on that. It's not a prop. It's for your clients. I know it's used. When was the last time you had a band play here?
It's not for bands. It's for clients. Some clients, okay? Not you.
I'm a real client. I've paid my bills, and I have the right to use the karaoke machine.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
It's all right. I have my own song with me. Give him the tape for smallest church in Sault-Saint. And then he grabs it and he tears it open.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown.
Can't stop me.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Oh yeah, time to do the
damage. Save first? Don't worry, I was gonna. This feels right. You belong here.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet.
You mean pallets? Not pellets.
You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Oh, this is why you wanted me to save. It's a red check. Look around the room first.
There are some people out there, but mostly a post-meridian slumber has fallen on the premise. Not super lively. It would be wiser to perform in the evening, no? But the choice is yours.
That's actually a good point. I should probably perform in the evening when there's more people here, because it sounds like there would be more going on with this experience, this part of the sequence. What do you think, Jojo? If you want me to do it now, I will. You can put it off for next time if you want. We are going to be doing this again on Sunday. I do think that it would be better to do it in the evening when there are more people in the place. Get the full experience out of karaoke.
Yes, you can always do it in the evening. It will be less scary with a lot of people.
Will it? Half-Light? Will it really be less scary with a lot of people? Some people wanted to see it, but we can note that next time will be when karaoke happens. Do you think we'll get to the evening? We started at noon on this day, and we've gotten almost we've gotten almost 4 hours in. We'll probably be able to finish off with karaoke on Sunday. What time do the regulars show up? And make it night, and the place gets, as the kids say, bumping. I actually think so in regards to being less scary. I'd have to think about that. Is it more or less scary to perform in front of more people? I guess it would be different for everybody. Like, the amount of pressure would be different for everybody. Like, I guess if there's only a few people, they're more focused on you. Or you're able to focus more on the individuals. But if you make a fool of yourself in front of 2 people, it's a little different from making a fool of yourself in front of 50, as you say. 2 people is goddamn terrifying. 50 people, not so much. 2,000 people, and I'm terrified again. I've always, with the exception of what's been happening with the blog in the past couple years, I've always been the kind of guy who can get up on a stage, literal or metaphorical, and just go. Well, I guess that's still how it works with the blog for me, too. But I feel comfortable performing in front of people. Getting myself to start performing in front of people is different. There's where the problem with the blog has come in. But once I'm up on that stage, literal or metaphorical, I'm very comfortable. 2 people will shit talk you or pity you to your face. 50 people I'm guessing, are more focused on each other, and 2,000 people are more focused on you again. I've never been up on stage in front of 2,000 people, though. Well, I can't say anything about that. Who knows how I'd handle that? $2,000 people in the whole world knows you bombed the next day with video. True. I'm going to put my lips against the microphone and test it, because that will probably get me a bonus later.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic?
Oh, that hurt me.
Should you just
that
sing
hurt
to
me?
it?
Uh-oh.
Where should you stand?
I'm gonna load. I'm gonna load that save. Is that before I talk to Guard about it?
Can I help you?
Okay, no, it's not. Okay. So, there's half an hour left left of today's stream, but I have something that I got to do around 5 before the second stream tonight with Love. So, excuse me, do you want to just tack on an extra half an hour to Sunday stream? Oh yeah, the frog hat. Let's go get the frog hat. Give me your hat.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
I guess I gotta interact with one of these.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
The itchy
Keep browsing
pants.
those clothes, keep saving that economy.
Alright. Well, let's roll the dice on this composure check. Success!
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
+1 composure and -1 shivers, of course. Alright, maybe it's the other spot that has the frog hat. Is this the guy with the frog hat?
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
No, it's not.
The shine on these sunglasses
Ah, here it
lasts
is.
a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Now let's roll the dice on this conceptualization check. Failure.
No luck. All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on its bent.
There's no such thing as a malformed frog. They're all beautiful.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
6 real is a
Don't like
steal!
it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you
Oh, I
some real
love it.
shades.
I love it. I'll take the amphibians. And now I have money that I can spend on it, because I don't have to pay Gart $20 a day.
Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
Alright. We're going to save, and then I'm going to wear it. +1 perception. Oh, it doesn't have the eyes on the character model. That's lame. The malformed green frog of the visor seems to keep an eye on your surroundings. A beady, suspicious eye. The lime-tinted cellophane appears to be poorly molded. The imprint says, made in Safra. Well, it's +1 perception bonus. I wonder if people will comment on the frog visor. That would be funny. Oh, I wish it had the eyes on the character model. This is my serious cop hat. Alright, I think that's a good capper for the stream. Let's just add 15 minutes onto Sunday's stream. And I'm going to go have something to eat. And then we'll be back later for Pokemon. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you a little later. And Sunday for more Disco Elysium.